And then I'm going to share my board. Okay. Well, now I can actually see. Oh, wait, that's pretty cool, ain't it? And then when they're talking, it's ideal that that's supposed to let me know they're actually talking and stuff. We'll find out. All right, so can you hear me online?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we're using these new little speakers in here. You see that little ball thing there? That's little speakers. And that new camera in the back. All right, y'all, so we're going to go through some of the homework problems that you've seen in section 2 ABC to get y'all good on some of those. Some of those are sort of tricky in there, okay? So this will be 2 ABC homework problems. All right, so the first thing it'll ask you, what does of mean? Y'all remember what of means? Bam, that's it. And we did actually write them all down the other day. We said of, you said in, multiply, there you go. All right, that's the only one they asked y'all about as far as those words go. All right, so I'm going to scoot over a little more to the right so that that'll blend in. All right, so I'm going to pull them over a little bit so y'all can see that better. So 2, I'll move it over a little. All right, y'all, so here's the first question I'm going to ask you. How much will a person pay for 9.7 pounds of bananas at $1.66 per pound? And I'll even line these up like I did the other day with y'all.
$16 was just 16.
Dig in. So you got what, 16.120? So let's see if he's right. So I'll tell you what I know when I do these. I know I'm starting with 9.7 pounds. So I got 9.7, I'll use pounds like they spell it, pounds of bananas. Now over here they're telling me it's $1.66 per pound. So what I do on this, per pound, and then it was what? $1.66. Okay, because remember, per actually meant divide. So it's the $1.66 actually being divided per pound, okay? But notice what happens on this, when you set it up like this, the pounds cancel. So we're just going to be left with the money out of that. All right, what did you get on that? Let me try that. You said 9.7 times 1.66. Remember, everything I got on top gets multiplied. Now, we're going to round it to the nearest cent. So what did you get on that? We got what, 16? So that'll be
16.1.
16.1. And then we got to go one more digit. So that looks like a 0. Okay.
1610.
So remember, since the 2 was after the 0, only got to turn the 0 into a 1 if it's a 5 or higher on that rounding, okay? That makes sense, right? 9 pounds, almost 10 pounds of bananas for $16. If they are $1.66 a pound. Questions on that? Hey, do you want to I'm not asking it for you if you want to keep math. I get them tax. Y'all should all be getting those when you. They had a place that y'all should all been able to get those.
Okay.
It's got a little hand cleaner in it and face mask and stuff. If you don't have to use the disposable ones all the time.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Next one. A person is paid $480 for 26 hours of work. So they're paid $480 for 26 hours of work. What is the person's hourly wage? Not Randy. What was that last name?
Jackson.
What was that?
Jackson.
Jackson.
This,
What's that? Sean?
It's 1846 now.
So what'd you do to that?
I just divide.
Yeah, he divided. He knows he had the $480, right? So he took that 480 and he basically divided that by how many hours he worked. Okay. Now, if you wanted to set it up like I'm setting it up over here, let me show you what you would do. We have $480 for his, what, 26 hours? And what he did, he said, well, we need to divide that by that 26, right? So basically, we're just going to divide by the 26, see what that gives us. And I guess what you would do here, you got that for what, 26 hours. So just divide that, what y'all get?
18.46.
18 point, let me see how far they want me to go on that one. Round me 2 decimal places. So 18, yeah, perfect. 446, right? That's pretty good pay. $18.46. Okay. And remember, that'll be in dollars per hour. Okay. So we're just going to be, y'all will notice today is a lot of multiplying and dividing, okay? All right, here you go. If a car gets 26 miles per gallon. So a car gets 26 miles per gallon. How much does it cost? So how much does it cost to drive 420 miles when gas costs $2.90 per mile? When I say $2.90 per gallon. So your car's getting 26 miles per gallon, right? You know you got to drive 420 miles, and that gas costs at $2.90 per gallon. How much am I spending?
I said 46. 85.
So let me see that. How much? 46.85. So we got one gas at 46.85. So I think the first thing I would do is take the total miles you're going to drive, which is what, 420, and divide it by the 26 miles per gallon, because we really want to see how many gallons that car is going to use to take that trip, right? So I would start out doing my 420. That's how many miles I'm going. He gets 26 miles per gallon, right? So I'm going to put my 26 miles per gallon. So the gallon would go to the top. But notice what happens doing that. The miles are going to cancel. And then how much did y'all say gas was per gallon? It was $2.90 per gallon. So watch this. For every gallon of gas, you're going to be spending $2.90. It's going to be basically what he was doing, right? So y'all notice, the gallons cancel, so you're going to be left with the money. So everything on top gets multiplied and then divided by that 26 on the bottom. So I got 420 times $2.90 divided by the 26 miles on the bottom. Well, you're doing pretty good today, ain't you? I got 46.85. Good job. So for that car, it was going to cost them almost $47. Oh, you always want to go. So here's my Zoom meeting links. Homework is going to be my lab student links. Mm-hmm. And then go to the top one to be assignments. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Are you on the road back there? All right, anyone online questions on those? All right, moving on. All right, y'all, this one we're going to do a conversion. I want y'all to convert 21 feet to inches. So the only conversion you needed was from your feet to inches. Who wasn't here the other day? Was you here in class the other day? Was you here in class? I gave them a little helper sheet for these conversions. And y'all, I actually sent a helper sheet in your email the other day. So if you want a helper sheet with the conversions, that'll be in your email, okay? So the main conversion I'm looking at on this is that I know there is, what, 12 inches for every foot. And since I'm only going from 50 inches, that's the only conversion we need. So we're going to start out with what they're giving us at 21 feet. And I know that for every 1 foot, there is 12 inches. So what I'll do is I'll now cancel my feet. And then the only unit left is the inches, which is the unit they want me to end up with. So basically, you're just going to take that 21 feet, multiply by 12 inches per feet. So here we go, 21 times 12. Looks like
200.
How many?
252.
252. And then that'll now be our inches, okay? too bad. We're just wanting y'all to get used to doing them kind of conversions. So we're going to do a bigger one this time. We're going to convert 8 years to hours. And they don't really have the time on here. I guess they figure we know all this in our heads, right?
Yes, it is.
So I'm going to start with 8 years. So why don't you answer this? How many days is in a year?
365.
365 days. So for every year, you got 365 days. But notice, I'm still not in hours, but I can go from days to hours now, right? And I know one day is
24 hours.
So for every day is 24 hours. So notice y'all got my years to cancel, my days to cancel. So the only unit I got left is hours. It was big when I did
70,008.
So say that again, 7,000.
70.
70?
Mm-hmm.
70,000?
0.
Mhm.
0.
80.
80. And y'all, that is now in hours. So basically, we took 8 years at 365 days a year, and then we knew that every day had 24 hours in it, okay? Then all you do is you take that top, multiply everything together, and there you go. What y'all questions on that?
No.
Okay. All right, we're going to evaluate the following. So for my part A, 10 to the 7th times 10 squared. Y'all remember what I did to these the other day?
Yeah.
So this answer will be 10 to the what? 9. Exactly. So y'all remember, when you're multiplying and you got the same base, which is what those 10s are, bring that base down and then add those exponents. So all I'm going to do is add the 7 and 2, and it's going to give me a 10 to the 9. Is it like using that notation? Because that's easier than saying, hey, I need 10 million times 100. That's a lot of zeros to write, okay? So if you can keep them in with exponents, it makes it a lot nicer. All right, y'all, the second one. 10 to the 4th times 10 to the -2nd. So what's going to happen when y'all add that 4 with that -2? So those are unlike signs. So 4 minus 2 is 2. Larger sign was positive, so that's going to stay a positive 2. So those ones were being multiplied. How about a little division? Let's see if y'all remember what I did on my division. So this would be part C of that one. 10 to the 9th divided by 10 to the 3rd. So, anybody, what's going to happen when I do a 10 to the 9th divided by 10 to the 3rd? What you doing to those?
Subtract.
Subtracting them. There you go. So all we're going to do is subtract the bottom one from the top one. And 9 minus 3 gives me what? 10 to the
6.
6. Okay. All right, y'all, part D of that one. 10 to the 8 divided by 10 to the negative 4. Well, that will be 10 to something. So what is 8 minus a negative 4 going to give me?
10 to the 12th.
10 to the 12. And remember, when you subtract a negative, it's just like you're adding that number, okay? So y'all remember, multiplying, we're going to add them exponents. Dividing, we're going to subtract them, okay? All right, so this one, y'all going to tell me what's the better deal. So here we go. Which is the better deal? A 6-ounce bottle of shampoo, so 6-ounce bottle of shampoo for $4.39. Or would it be a 14-ounce bottle for $11.59? So we want to know which one of those is the better deal. And y'all, I'll tell you what I do to those. If I take that total price, I divide by how many ounces each of them were, and that'll tell us what the price is per ounce on those, okay? So I would start with my 6-ounce bottle. So if you had $4.39 and divided it by the 6 ounces, that would give me the price per ounce on that. So let me try that, y'all. It looks like 70-something cents. So 4.39 divided by the 6. So let me round that to the nearest cent. So I'm getting 0.7316. So I'm going to leave that at 0.73. So basically, the first deal is 73 cents per ounce. So now we got to do the same thing with the second shampoo, which was $11.59 divided by, it was 14 ounces. And that'll give us the price per ounce on the second bottle. So y'all, let's see, $11.59 divided by 14. I'm getting 0.827, which is what, about a 0.83. So the better deal on that example would actually be the 6-ounce bottle, right? Because I'm only paying 73 cents per ounce. Where the bigger bottle was 83 cents per ounce. Now, I'm probably going to say this. In the real world, the bigger one would probably be the better deal because you know how to do all. You can buy this little bottle or buy this big bottle and save money, right? So, but in here, they're going to mess with you and mix them up a little bit, okay? But definitely the better deal would be one for 73 cents. Okay? All right, y'all. So lucky y'all are here because here comes a tricky one, okay? So let me erase the board here. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this one uses a little bit of college algebra to figure it out. Have y'all ever heard of the Pythagorean theorem?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this problem I'm about to do does the Pythagorean theorem stuff, okay? So y'all let me get us some room here. Now, I think this problem I'm about to do is only going to be in your homework, and this is going to be like y'all's number 18 on the 2 ABC homework, okay? So this is like number
One was hard.
I think I spent an hour on this one.
Are you already looked at it?
Yeah, I
Right,
think
did it. Yeah.
So I'm about to fix the rest of you then.
Number 15 and 18 were hard.
Which one was the other one?
15 where you had to mess with the euros.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, they looked at the end. Okay. So yeah, I'll go back and knock some of them out too. So this is like y'all number 18. Suppose that 8 turns of wire. So I got 8 turns of wire.
I guessed on that one.
Are wrapped around a pipe of 60 inches. So wrapped around pipe of 60 inches length. And a circumference of 4 inches. So what they're doing, they're taking this pipe, basically. They got a pipe, and they got this wire that starts at one end of the pipe, and they're just wrapping it around it until they get to the other end of that wire, okay? So what they want to know, if they got a 60-inch pipe that has a 4-inch circumference, we wrap it 8 times with the wire, how long is that wire going to be? So we want to draw this one, okay? So let me start out with my pipe. So y'all, the circumference is how long or how far around that circle is on it, okay? So that's the circumference. And we said that was 4 inches. Whoops. There you go, 4 inches on that circumference. The length we said from end to end was 60 inches. So what they're going to do, they're going to take this wire and they're just wrapping it around this pipe. And they're going to do that 8 times, okay? Now, it gives you a clue in here. It says, hey, cut the pipe along its length and flatten it out, okay? So if I flatten this out, and then we would have 8 of these wires coming down. Something like that. So mine will be a little bit off because of my picture. But just remember, we'll have 8 of those. But I do know this thing is 60 inches long still. So it's 60 from here to here. This circumference was 4 inches, so when I flatten it out, that's still going to be 4 inches right there, okay? So here's my wire coming around and around and around, right? So what we decided to do to this, what does this look like?
Is it 120?
What's that look like right there?
A triangle.
Triangle, right? So that looks like a triangle.
Oh, so we got
Okay.
So watch this. This is 60 feet long, right? We turned it 8 times. So each one of these is going to be 60 divided by 8 to get each of these pieces. So I'm going to figure out how much is it from what we call the base of that triangle. So take that 60. Huh? So you'll have 4 here. This one will be 60 divided by 8 because I did 8 turns. So that'll be 7.5. So whatever y'all are going to do, whatever your length is, it might not be 60, but is your 60 back there? Is your 60? Is it doing 8 turns? Yeah. So they're all doing 8 turns? So basically, if you all got 60 length and you're doing 8 turns, then this little section of that triangle is going to be 7.5. So I need to find out how long is this side, because that side's my wire. If I can figure out how long that side is, I can multiply that by 8 because I did 8 turns, and that would tell me how long that wire is. So I am going to use because this is going to make what we call a right triangle because of that 90-degree angle there. That's why they want to go flatten it on out. So what is the Pythagorean theorem?
Isn't it, I forget. You trying to find the rest of the long side of the triangle? For the long side, I think I got 26. No.
Oh, but what's the formula you're using? So Pythagorean theorem says a squared plus b squared equals
c squared.
C squared. Now remember, that longest side has got to be the C because that's what we actually call the hypotenuse. Now remember that word? So C has always got to be what we call the hypotenuse, which is that longest side, which is really what I'm looking for. Now, we're solving it for C, not C squared. So what you would do to make this just a C, to undo a square root, you would do this and put your A squared plus B squared equal to your C. So we're going to put, now, if this was the C side of your triangle, this can be A and that can be B. So for me, my A would be the 4 inches, that was my circumference. My B would be the 7.5 for the bottom of my triangle. So I would come in here and do a big square root of a 4 squared plus 7.5 squared. That's going to equal my C.
It's 72.
So you're going to square this, add that, square that. Once you add all that together, take the square root of it. So that's why you love these calculators too.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get on that?
For C, I got 72.25. I think.
Okay, that's what I got. So if you plug on that in the calculator, you will get 72.25.
And I divided it by 2, got 36.13.
And what'd you do then?
Divided it.
Oh, but remember, because what you just found me was this wire, right? And you said that was now 72 inches. But how many of those did I have? 8 turns, remember? So instead of dividing, you want to multiply by that 8 turns. Oh, hold on. You didn't square root me right here yet.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was 36.
Okay. When you square rooted that, I hope you got around 8.5, right?
Yeah, I couldn't do it because I'm on my phone's calculator.
Oh, okay. So yeah, when you added that together inside, it gave you the 72.25. Then take the square root of that, and it gave me 8.5. So each one of these terms right here is 8.5 inches. But that whole wire ain't 8.5 inches. How long is that wire?
It's 8 turns of wire. So that's 8.5 times 8.
8.5
It should be
inches
68.
times the 8 turns.
It's 68 turn. I mean 68.
Oh, what y'all just saying? What y'all get?
68.
68, right? Y'all get 68 online? So y'all, here's the trick. When you're doing this, if y'all's numbers are different, your circumference will be the ending side of your triangle. Whatever your length is, divided by how many turns you have, is going to be the bottom of your triangle. Well, over here in the formula, square the side here, square this side by multiplying times each other, right? 4 squared is 4 times 4. 7.5 squared is 7.5 times 7.5. Add them together to get to 72.25 or whatever y'all get. But remember, once you get that number, you got to do the square root of that to get me to 8.5. So y'all's are all going to be really close to that. Now, I have seen them change it up by doing 7 turns instead of 8. So if you had 7 turns, at this point, you're just going to multiply by 7 to get your total wire length on that, okay? Sometimes they might change the length or that little circumference, but most of ours in here was the same as mine, I guess. So there you go, right? Y'all, that's probably going to be one of the worst problems y'all do all year. I'm not going to lie. Okay? We do a little bit of statistics stuff later, but that's a tricky problem because of this thing right here, this Pythagorean theorem. Y'all want to play another one of them Pythagoreans?
The hard part.
No.
The hard part about it is trying to remember it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I will say, I can't remember if that's on a quiz or not, but it's definitely not on my test, I don't think. Okay. That'd be a killer, was it?
It was on the quiz.
It was on the quiz?
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully it ain't on your test, though. I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it ain't.
68.
Yeah. What was that second one you said was sort of tough? What number?
Number 15.
Oh, about the rent on the apartments in Monte Carlo and
Converting dollars to euros and then figuring out
okay.
per square feet versus meter. Meter squared.
So I did. I'm basically picking the budget.
Well, yours was sort of off. I ended up being.
Yeah, for some reason, whenever we go through
But all you did was divide that 459 by 6 and then 1139 by 14.
Yeah. Whenever I go through the questions after you do them, it was way different. So I was like, maybe you like switching them up because I don't know.
This thing probably does. Divide that 1139 by 14. Let me see that real quick.
It was 81.81. The
1139 divided by 14.
I think I did 59.
I'm getting about 81 cents on that. And then you did 459 divided by 6.
So now it's giving you the option
we said the better deal was the 600 phone, the better deal. Oh, I got to say, I can't see what's wrong with that. Okay. So you just haven't checked it yet. All right, y'all, here comes the dreaded number 15. So this is in Monte Carlo. The rent on 11th, this is 110 square meter. Is 1,400 euros. Then we got a, what's it, Santa Fe. You can get 300 square foot for $750.
That was different.
Oh, they definitely different.
Yeah, they different than this.
Mm-hmm. So your 15, what was yours? Is the numbers just the only thing different? In the square feet, yeah. So this is going to be one of those, they're making y'all numbers all different than mine, probably. So, in the math lab, they'll actually give you the conversions you're going to use for that. I would probably either turn both of these into euros per meters or dollars per foot. We're better at dollars per feet in America, so I'm going to turn those euros per meters into dollars per feet. Okay. All right, so up here you got 110 square meters. Also, what's tricky is when you're dealing with square meters, everything is sort of square. Oh, I don't think y'all can see the first part of this. Let me move this over. So 110 meters squared, I'm going to figure out how that is in feet. So they gave us a conversion. And I'm going to go from metric to USDS. So I got meters. So if you notice on here, it says 1 meter equals 3.28 feet. So over here, 1 meter equals 3.28 feet. But y'all, I'm not dealing with meters, I'm dealing with meters squared. So we got to square all this. So 1 meter squared, let's see what 3.28 times 3.28 is.
$10.76.
So 10.76 feet squared. So remember, when you square stuff, you got to square everything, the numbers and everything. So right here, I now know that 1 meter squared, so 1 meter squared is 10.76 feet squared. So I can now have the Monte Carlo put into feet squared, okay? So, let's multiply that 110 times 10.76. Ooh, and I'm getting what, 1183.6. It doesn't make sense. There's a whole lot more meters than there is feet, right? All right, I'm going to convert them euros into dollars now. So we got what's that, 1,400 euros. And I'm going to use the conversion to turn them euros into dollars. So let's see, down here they got currency exchange rates. We're looking at, oh hell, where's Monte Carlo at? Monaco. Got to be British, I guess, right? British gets euros, right? Well, don't give me a line, though. Okay, I'm going to guess that Monaco is in Britain somewhere, or is a British colony or something, and they're going by British.
Rathman, I used the European, and it eventually came out correct.
Oh, okay, we got a European. Oh, I didn't see that. Good idea. Okay. And notice it tells me it is $1.058 per euro. So for 1 euro, we know it is $1.058. So I'm just going to multiply that to see what that costs. So y'all, that is 1,400 times 1.058. So in dollars, this is coming out to about 1481.2. All right, but you're looking at that like, ooh, that might be the one, right? But remember, we got to divide them by there. So now what I'm going to do, I got their total prices. This one was 1481. The other one was 750. I'm going to divide them by the square feet each of them had, and that'll tell me how much they're each paying per square foot. So I think this Monaco one's a pretty big one here. So Monaco was 1481.2. Divided by square feet, we said was what, 1,183.6. That'll give me the price per square foot, okay? So I'm getting this one to about 1.25. Oh, I can't hear. What's that question? All right, now, take the 750 for the American one and divide by that 300. So where are we at? Here's 750. And we had 300 square feet. So you had to go either way on this one, okay? You either had to convert the euros to dollars, or you could have turned the dollars into euros and done it that way, okay? Right, y'all, let me see what that is. That's 750 divided by 300. So that's going to be 2 something.
2.5.
2.5. So basically, this is telling me this is $1.25 a square foot. This one is $2.50 a square foot. So the better deal was it in Monaco or in Santa Fe? So the better deal was? Oh.
How did you get like right into
I don't know.
the 1.058?
This right here. When you're doing this work in math labs, they will pop up these helper things for you. They'll have like the conversions from the
Oh, so you got it out here.
and then it'll pop this up when you get to that. So it'll automatically pop them little helper things up for you on there. Okay. But I think all they are on this sheet I gave y'all too. Like right here at the bottom, the currency, and there's the euro at 1.05. You had this already. Okay. All right, so the better deal was in
Monte Carlo.
Monte Carlo. Good job. So y'all, did that make sense when I did that online?
Yes.
Okay. It was tricky, so I thought it would be easier for me to go from them euros into them dollars than it would be for me to go from the dollars into euros that other way. Okay. But y'all can go either way on those. So y'all, any more tricky ones on there that was bugging y'all? I think y'all picked the two best ones.
No, that was it.
And y'all, basically, that's all you're going to do. You're going to, a lot of them are just comparing stuff, like the shampoo we did earlier. A few of them are going to have y'all going from the feet to inches, inches to feet, hours, seconds, days, all that fun stuff. And really, we did knock out the ugly one there with the wire. So y'all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop it there because I don't want to get into chapter 3 yet because I want y'all to just go through, knock out all your chapter 2 stuff. Was the quiz due this week also?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a support if you got to do support. You had the 2 ABC for all of MR, and then there's I think it's a chapter 2 quiz or something that's in there for you for y'all to do on that. Okay. We come back Tuesday. I'm going to start y'all on chapter 3. So we'll get into scientific notation and all kinds of fun stuff. Really big numbers, really small numbers. So, questions, y'all? Anybody?
I'm good.
So, y'all have fun. Y'all got a little bit of math this time, you know, instead of playing with fallacies like the very first section. Well, y'all, so did that work all right online? Was y'all able to hear me through the whole lecture and see the board pretty good?
Yeah, good, perfect.
Yes.
Okay. That'll work, y'all. So what I'm going to do is I'll stop sharing this. And I want to end this, and I'll get this video sent out to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, y'all have a good weekend. Oh, let me
You
catch Tyler and Logan. Let me catch them. All right, Logan, you're good. Tyler Smith, you're good. All right, now, Nakana, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Make sure you do your little what is it? The course agreement quiz in Blackboard, okay?
The court. I think I've already done it.
Oh,
Or do I have?
You might have. I don't know. This is from the other day.
I can go check for you.
But so go to Blackboard, click on your student MyLab links, and then
Okay.
go to assignments, and it'll be the first thing you see. It says course agreement.
Okay, got you. And I joined the meeting kind of late. So was this being recorded? If so, can I look at the whole thing on the link?
Yeah, so I'm going to download this to YouTube, and as soon as I get it uploaded, I'm going to send y'all a link for it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and I'll see y'all, what's next, Tuesday, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to get this great. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
You too.